passion. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like to fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So, in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to a fantastic hip hop video about another beef brewing or some shit. And ASAP Rocky was in the thumbnail with Kendrick and Drake. So I'm assuming ASAP Rocky about to drop a diss track against Drake, which I feel like fine, because everybody's like, everybody just ganged up on Drake. Bro, listen to For All the Dogs and all the disses. When I say Drake came at like 800 people and everybody responded and just decided to respond at the same time and maybe team up a little bit, I don't think that's ganging up the same. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's justified. You talking shit. You keep sneak dissing. And you're talking shit about his wife and shit in the album like 3 times. I don't know. I feel like it's justified. So whatever he does, I feel like it's okay. Let's get into it.
Was going to get any less interesting for hip-hop at this point. You would be absolutely wrong, because just recently, we just found out that we are about to see another chapter of rap beef go down. All because none other than ASAP Rocky has announced that his long-awaited 4th studio album, Don't Be Dumb, is finally releasing August 30th. And to begin building up the hype to an all-time high for this LP, Rocky has been previewing the album at private events. And while we have learned that there are going to be some standout collaborations on the record, such as a new track with ASAP Rocky and Tyler, the Creator.
I will be reacting to it. I feel like I know them lips anywhere. I could be completely wrong. Once this shit pans up, I think I am, because he's way taller. But that looks like Dave East. I mean, listen.
And also a song with Rocky and J. Cole.
Damn! Well, you could argue that they kind of look, whatever. But I want these mofos to put their shit out, to be completely honest. Like, come on. So I feel like Kendrick don't want nothing to like be blocking his shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he gonna wait, because wasn't his album supposed to come out in like July? And then I think the beef overshadowed it. So then he's waiting. And then he said August. But if this coming out August 30th, I feel like he not gonna release it the same date. Maybe he'll release it a week early, or he'll push it to September. I don't know. I don't want it to wait too long, to be honest, but yeah.
Which, considering everything that has went down this year, will make such a significant moment. But beyond just these star-studded collabs, it was confirmed by DJ Cast One during his appearance on Ebro in the Morning recently that ASAP Rocky is going to be dissing Drake on this album after Drake when talking about what he heard. Cast said, "I heard songs being played. I heard Slick Rick on it. That was amazing. I also heard ASAP Rocky definitely addressing a lot of the main topics that are happening out here right now. Let's just say the list keeps going on strong." So then when Ebro replied asking, "So you saying Rocky is still on Drake's list is what you saying?" Cast replied, "He is going to be cemented on the list after this." And now with this back and forth between somebody who has inside info on this long-awaited album from ASAP Rocky, we have direct confirmation that after Drake threw out a lot of bars ASAP Rocky's way on Family Matters, which directly called him out for not dropping any sort of major body of work since 2018, and for trying to flex to Drake that he used to be with the mother of his son Adonis. Meanwhile, according to Drake, he was with Rihanna, who of course is the mother of his kids.
Yeah, but now look at you, Drake. You ain't with nobody.
There's not solving the Kendrick problem for Drake. It definitely put ASAP Rocky in his place and closed out their feud. Now, it seems like Rocky is going to be following up on the feud that he really ignited to this level after Drake was throwing subliminals for years on Future and Metro Boomin's second album, We Still Don't Trust You's track Show of Hands, and now in this time in hip-hop, where we are still in this chapter where everyone else is still digesting what went down with Drake, Kendrick, and everybody else involved, and with each day that passes and each new major drop of music, we are finding out more information about just how much this feud has redrawn all of the lines in the rap world. This is going to be a super pivotal moment for multiple reasons, because ASAP Rocky is going to be calling out Drake, and where months before, the entire landscape of things was much different because Drake was already in beefs with Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd, Future, Metro Boomin, and Rick Ross. As these beefs have either ended with scathing diss tracks like with Kendrick Lamar, of course, or they have just went cold for now like Future and The Weeknd, or they have just resulted to petty trolling like...
Well, let's be real. Future, it was very clear that Drake did not want to diss Future. That was very clear. Everybody else, he tried to go out saying like they gay, or their manager was gay or something, like kept throwing out those allegations. And how Rick Ross is old and was a CO and all that. So he like took shots at everybody. He won't go on for Future for real. He blamed Metro for Future shit. No. So that it wasn't gonna go nowhere. Future couldn't have said nothing else, for real, because then it would have looked like bullying.
On his feet and reclaim his spot as the musical force he once was.
And post
as
on
both
IG.
rapping and singing have not been working for him yet, as he just has not been able to get his hand back on the pulse of what people really want to hear, like he always seemed to have before this beef. With Rocky coming back around and seeming like he will become the next rapper after Kendrick to take their problems with Drake beyond the subliminal and back and forth territory and into a full-on rap beef with a dedicated and calculated diss track. In a lot of ways, when this beef boils over very shortly, it's going to be just as important for Drake's legacy as the beef with Kendrick was, because although Drake vs. Kendrick created a cultural ripple throughout the entire world in a way that really no other musicians could ever replicate, because of the outcome of that beef, which was, of course, Kendrick Lamar defeating Drake in staggering fashion, and then Drake spiraling out into an artist that has been not just releasing horrible song after horrible song, but tracks that people as a whole don't even care about like they once used to as well. Right now, Drake is at a point in his career where everything is falling down and he is no longer the musical force he once was in every single sense of the word. So with this A$AP Rocky diss, this has the potential to really knock Drake down to an even lower point than he already is at and just make him look like a rapper who, despite his status for over a decade making him seem like this unbeatable musical force, has now reached the point where he just can't stop taking L's, but also with the possibility of what could go down. It also implies that just as this A$AP Rocky beef could ruin Drake's image forever if all goes wrong for him, it also has the chance to save his image and redirect a lot of the...
What the thing is that he don't even have to say that much. He got the girl. Like, if we're just, he got her. 2 kids, happy, it seems, thriving. So he does not need to just start dissing so that her dirty laundry or just it starts being degrading to Rihanna or they're going back. Like, it doesn't need to get corny. And I feel like it would head in a corny direction.
It goes in his favor, which is why this is going to be such a pivotal moment for both his career and hip-hop as a whole, and why I would be shocked if he did not respond, because in this very moment, where Drake is showing that the failure of this defeat has gotten to his head like nothing else ever has, as he is spiraling out on social media and is releasing music that is showing a version of him that is completely out of touch with everything. And as on some level, Drake has been waiting for an opportunity that can change the entire perception about where he is at right now, which is of course why he's trying to inorganically turn the tides with all of these mediocre releases that nobody wants to hear. With what Rocky is about to throw his way is the actual organic chance for this to happen, which of course does give him a way to redeem his image on some level in hip-hop culture, but if Drake is really going to pull this off, he is without a doubt going to have to rethink his entire strategy in terms of how he has approached rap beefs recently, because although A$AP Rocky is not as tactical or lyrically profound as Kendrick Lamar or Pusha T, with him having issues with Drake for a while, as Drake has dissed him and his wife Rihanna over and over again, and with all of the time it has taken A$AP Rocky to put out this music, which has been so long awaited. Seems like he is at a point in his career where he has never been more prepared to go toe-to-toe with Drake, and considering that he has had months to think of what angles to approach since Family Matters, and everything that went down between
But you think
Drake and
he's
Kendrick
as strategic? I think, like all love to him, because I feel like I'm the same way, but I feel like Kendrick got some stuff going on up here, so, in a good way. Well, it's kind of like scary, like a psychopath or some shit. But he was very strategic, and that's how you have to be in certain situations. I feel like a lot of the issue with a lot of other rappers is they're so emotional and just go. Like, they're just like, write this as a hurts feelings and release it. Like, they don't think about, okay, well, if I release this and they release this, we have to have something to combat this. And then if they think that, so we got to make them think that we lost, or we think we lost, but then boom, hit them with, like, I don't think many rappers are like that. I feel like they're just going like, okay, release this record, I'm gonna respond to stuff in this record. I feel like Kendrick had shit lined up in case of this and this event happens, and I'm gonna release this and just pieces, just like, well, which one am I gonna choose? What is he gonna release? What am I gonna choose? Like, it's just a different level, okay? It's just a different level.
Boiled over. And even beyond this, Rocky could have more disses that he has been sitting on for a while, but that he did not want to put out during Family Matters and when Drake and Kendrick were going back and forth, because it would not have had the same attention that it would have otherwise. Rocky has all the advantage here, and unless Drake realizes this and actually prepares this time for how to combat his opponent instead of just underestimating the skill of him like he did with Kendrick, he will pay the ultimate price, which will be that if he loses another genre-defining rap,
loses to A$AP Rocky,
especially after Kendrick already damaged his image in a way that he will never be able to recover from, and at a time where people are more sick of his music than they ever have been, Drake will seriously reach a point in his career where his image and reputation will be so beaten up that nobody will ever take him seriously again. And this is why...
I ain't gonna lie, I don't listen to Drake like that no more, but I miss it. I'm not gonna lie. I miss, like, how I felt before all of this bullshit, listening to it, like his older music, I'll say. Because I fuck with a lot of his music, but it just don't hit the same now. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I know why because of the allegations, but it changed my complete perspective so that when I listen to it, I feel odd, like uncomfortable. It's not that it's bad now. It's just I don't feel good while listening to it, so I don't. Sucks, but
A$AP Rocky's new album comes closer and closer to its arrival. Things are really going to heat up because after this summer in hip-hop where Kendrick Lamar has asserted himself as the king of the genre and Drake has only made himself open to more criticism as he has stayed outside and acted like an absolute sore loser, in addition to releasing some of his worst music ever as well. This will be a moment where Drake can either save his legacy and step back into the hip-hop world as a rapper who can still defeat some of the biggest names in the genre despite having some major losses, or it's going to cement him as the ultimate loser in the genre who should have not been ever taken remotely serious after losing yet another feud. So for both Drake and A$AP Rocky right now, based on the fact that his album is being hyped up to have a Drake diss already, and it is going to be giving him so much attention, it better be good enough that it'll be able to seriously not just jab at Drake, but show him that he should have never disrespected not just himself, but his family, and for Drake's end of things. With this tip already being out there that Rocky is going to be responding to family matters, he better be thinking of every route Rocky could possibly take and how to fight against each one, because if he does not, in the grand scheme of everything, Drake's downfall will officially be cemented as the biggest we have ever seen from a rapper of his size in such a small window of time. So with all that said, let me know, how strong do you think A$AP Rocky's Drake diss is going to end up being? And
I don't know. Like I said, it's a different level. It's a different level of rapping when it comes to Kendrick and A$AP Rocky. Rocky's obviously lyrical and he can do that, but he's more swaggy, like pretty boy rap. Like I could take your bitch and fly it to the. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Like I feel like Tyler the Creator would have a better shot going at Drake just for the simple fact that the lyrical ability. But see, I don't know because Rocky's also released Phoenix and One Train. Well, he's just released some really strong verses. So if he goes that route and keeps it jiggy, then I feel like that's going to be his, like, keep it lyrical, like eat him up lyrically, but keep it like swaggy. Then I feel like he good. But I just don't, like I said, sometimes I feel like emotions get in the way. And so people don't really know how to handle that correctly, and so I don't know. It might go bad, it might go good, but I feel like announcing that there's going to be a Drake diss is going to take away from the project. And I know A$AP didn't say that, but whoever that man was, but I feel like that people are going to be like searching only, or maybe that's a strategy that people are going to have to listen to the album to find the Drake diss. But once somebody finds it and somebody does a reaction, then they're just going to listen to the sound. I don't know. I think that's what happened with We Still Don't Trust You, where people were just like, including me, waiting to see who was dissing Drake. It wasn't really about the body of work anymore. Or if Kendrick was if that was his next song, if Kendrick was on the album or something like that. So I think it like takes away. But maybe if they just want streams or something like that, then it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on. I do hope that Kendrick releases sometime soon. But yeah, we'll get into it. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I'll see y'all in the next one.